You know, I've always been the responsible one in any friend group. I'm the planner, the designated driver, the one who keeps everyone's phone safe and says a firm no to that extra shot of tequila after midnight. But one night in Las Vegas, something just snapped. I decided to let loose. And that's how I met her. Her name was Riley. Picture this: black leather jacket, short tousled hair, and this lazy, confident smile that could just completely unravel you in seconds. She looked like trouble, the good kind. And let's be honest, Vegas is the perfect place to find it. We met at a blackjack table. She slid into the seat right beside me, and her laugh just cut through all the noise of the casino floor. You look like you've never broken a single rule in your entire life, she teased, her eyes sparkling. I couldn't help but roll my eyes back at her. And you look like you make a habit of it. Her grin just got wider. Maybe you should try it sometime. So one drink turned into 3. A playful joke somehow spiraled into a dare. And then a dare turned into a beer. She leaned in close. So close I could smell her perfume. It was warm. Something like cinnamon and smoke. If you lose this next hand, she said, her voice a low murmur, you owe me something. I was a little hesitant, you know? What kind of something? I asked, trying to sound casual. She just smirked. You'll find out. I should have walked away. My sensible side was screaming at me. I should have known she was good at this, that she had me right where she wanted me. But her confidence, it was magnetic. It was addictive. So I played, and of course, I lost. Riley leaned back in her chair, crossing her arms with a triumphant look. Well, looks like you owe me. I let out a nervous laugh. Okay, fine. What's my punishment? She tilted her head, and her eyes glinted under all those neon lights. A kiss? I just froze. She repeated it, cool as a cucumber. A kiss? Just one? You lost? Fair and square. My heart started hammering against my ribs. I could have said no. I absolutely should have said no. But maybe it was the Vegas lights, or the thrill of it all, or just the way she looked at me, like she already knew what my answer would be long before I did. So I just nodded. Okay. She stood up, reached for my hand, and in one smooth, fluid motion, pulled me close. Her lips met mine soft, warm, and just a little bit teasing. In that moment, the entire world just disappeared. The music, the chatter, the constant chiming of the slot machines, it all faded into a blur until the only thing that existed was her. When she finally pulled back, she whispered, "Now, you're not the responsible one anymore." I should have laughed it off, treated it like a joke, but I couldn't. I couldn't stop staring at her. Something fundamental shifted inside me that night, something I never, ever expected. The next morning, my friends were relentless. Vegas changed you, they joked over breakfast, and maybe they were right. Because when I saw Riley again later that day in the hotel cafe, sitting all by herself with a cup of coffee, I didn't hesitate for a second. I walked straight up to her table. She looked up, and that familiar, easy smile spread across her face. You here to get your revenge, bet? I slid into the seat across from her. Maybe, I said, trying to match her confidence, or maybe I just wanted to see if you'd cash in another one. And that's how it all started. We spent the rest of that weekend completely inseparable. We wandered up and down the strip. We snuck into the back of magic shows, and we just talked and talked until the sun came up. She told me she was a photographer, always on the move, chasing moments that made her heart race. I told her I was a teacher, always playing it safe, chasing stability instead. She looked at me and said, "Maybe you need a little chaos in your life." And I looked right back at her and replied, "Maybe you're enough chaos for me." The night before we were both supposed to fly home, we found ourselves right back where it all began, standing by a blackjack table. She handed me a single chip. "Let's make another bet," she said. I raised an eyebrow. "And what's at stake this time?" Her eyes were sparkling again. "If you win, I'll kiss you again. If you lose." She paused for effect. "You'll promise to see me again after Vegas." I lost again. But for the very first time in my life, losing felt exactly like winning. After that weekend, we actually stayed in touch. Texts turned into late-night phone calls. Calls turned into weekend visits. And those visits, slowly but surely, turned into something real, something tangible. She'd send me photos from her travel stunning mountain sunsets, city streetlights reflected in rain puddles, and every single one would end with the same 4 words: "Wish you were here." Then, a few months later, she showed up at my front door, completely unannounced. Her camera was slung around her neck, and she had that same teasing smile on her face. "Remember that bet?" she asked. "You still owe me another kiss." This time, I didn't need to lose a bet to give it to her. Riley taught me that sometimes what happens in Vegas doesn't have to stay there. Sometimes a single, unexpected kiss can be the start of a story you never, ever saw coming. And sometimes the biggest risk you can take is not taking one at all. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.